Welcome back, Full Beans. Today, greetings, reptilian overlords. Driver and musical chairs continues, and the Mid-Ohio GP. Full Beans!
This is the last race day before I start pulling out the toes. Race 10. Woo! The OnlyFans toes are coming out next time. Connor Daly, please don't let that happen. I don't know. You want to pull out the toes?
I mean, if we have to.
We'll pull out the toes.
We're committed to Connor Daly. You're still wearing the shirt right here to get Connor Daly on this show, like we said before.
I think it's just a nice uniform at this point.
I know, right?
Just the Indy uniform.
Anyways, Connor, get on.
Yeah, we'll see you here, Connor. My name is Ozzy. This is David, Frankie, and welcome back to another episode of Full Beans. Make sure you like and subscribe this
Turn
video.
on that bell notification.
Oh,
please,
shit.
please,
We're almost
please,
out of
please.
technical difficulty.
Almost cut out there. Almost cut out there.
We start off today with exciting, kind of funny news. Greetings to reptilian overlords. David, can you explain more on this topic that you have brought up here?
Danica Patrick, F1 Sky Sports pundit. Mm-hmm. She on her podcast she talks about crazy things, including the reptilian overlords. She has recently gotten the can from Sky Sports because of how crazy
of this
topic.
topic.
Supposedly, this is the reason why she's getting fired.
That's crazy.
Which is crazy because can we get fired over our podcast?
Over what?
Over our podcast?
Get fired from where though?
From our work?
I don't know. Can we?
I'm
not saying anything crazy. Damn.
Anyways, talking about reptilian overlords, that the reptilian overlords, they control it. They invented money to control humans. They are in contact with the Galactic Federation.
What the heck?
Dude, she went off. And the thing is, she doesn't go. It's not her. It's the guests that she brings on are bonkers.
Did she bring that guy from Ancient Aliens with the...
she has had people, I believe...
With the hair.
Yeah. I don't think
he's
he's been on it, but I know she has had people on there that have been on Ancient Aliens.
That's crazy.
They've talked. I think the guy that she had on, who had been on Ancient Aliens, talked about aliens built all the pyramids, and the way that they built it was they could turn stone into water or liquid at like room temperature and then freeze it again. So they would move it and then just build a pyramid with liquid stone.
But doesn't that seem a little bit harder than actual like stone?
Frankie,
blocks?
you're thinking with this
logic.
With logic.
Yeah.
We got to put on the little hats. You know, the little hats are little
unlogical hats.
Hats.
I would have never expected this from Danica Patrick.
Well, it sucks.
Beautiful lady.
It sucks because like the representation, right? If she got the job at Sky Sports, right? She's representing a lot of things. Indy. Mm-hmm. She's representing us over here. Happy 4th of July, us Americans. She's representing women in the sport. She's crazy.
I don't know. That's pretty crazy.
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs?
I wonder if she was literally
Cuckoo for aliens.
going just along with it, or was she being serious?
She does communicate. Like she does engage in the conversation.
Yeah, because
she's not the main person
with
the that's saying this. Normally it's her guests that are going crazy, but she's like, oh yeah, that's right. Like blah 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 blah.
Are they bringing factual stuff?
No, they're talking about absolute nonsense. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, who's a crazy person himself, couldn't go out with her anymore. That's telling you something.
Holy crap, dude, that's crazy. We would still love to have Danica Patrick here.
Oh, Danica, this is the spot. We would greet you with open arms.
Alien squid, giant squid. What else? Mole people.
Well, giant squids are real, but
giant earth squids.
Alien giant squids.
Aliens,
mermaids, Loch Ness monster.
I think the reptilians had to do something with Atlantis.
Okay, there we go.
Something, I don't know. I didn't look into. I saw clips of it and I read a little bit. I just saw. I haven't seen the whole episode, which maybe you should go check it out.
Yeah, we will run with that conversation. We will engage that conversation to 100%.
We got great questions.
Yeah, because I would like to know more about
the reptilian overlord. That famous people, most of famous people are reptilian or lizard people.
Oh, I have heard about that.
Yeah, maybe it's the same.
Maybe she knows something that we don't.
Maybe we're the fools.
Maybe, huh?
We're blinded by the government.
That's true. All right, let's move on from another subject to more logical,
more real
world subject of here.
Driver musical chairs continues the silly season.
This is a silly season, dude.
Silly season goes on
it's
and
pretty
on.
Crazy game of musical chairs to go for how long it's been.
And the big one was that Alexander Rossi leaving McLaren.
Also getting the boot.
You think
cut
that was
from the team?
You think that was a good move by McLaren? Did he deserve that boot or not?
I honestly don't know with what McLaren's doing because with the boot to tail, bringing in the boot to Malukas, bringing in Nolan.
Yeah, and then go ahead.
Pato seems to be safe.
Well, Pato's performing, so
Pato seems to be chill.
It looks like they're going for like a younger squad lineup, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, Rossi is not that old, and he brings a lot of experience. He's raced in F1. He's raced in Indy many years. Indy 500 winner. Like, he brings a lot of experience to the team, especially if you have a young guy like Nolan on the team. I think it'd be beneficial to have him on the team.
I think so, too. Alexander Rossi has been in IndyCar for a long time, so he knows the ins and outs of IndyCar. So for him to get the boot within... I think it's his second year here at McLaren.
Something like that. He hasn't been there long.
He hasn't been there that long, so I honestly was kind of surprised that they gave him the boot to give it to now Christian Lundgaard signing for McLaren.
Yes.
Young, exciting.
Rossi without a seat so far for next year.
Yeah, Rossi without a seat, has no work for next season.
Oh, he can. Hey, Connor, look, you and Rossi can join up again and be unemployed together. They're best. They're good buds.
They can go back on that game show.
They can go back and fight for the title once again on Amazing Race. $1 million. Yeah. Actually, that would be cool. That would be cool reunion.
I saw a picture of them recently. Well, not of them recently, but I saw a picture recently of them on that show. Damn, they were a little bit scrawny back in the day, dude.
I mean, it's been a few years.
So, sad to see Alexander Rossi. I'm pretty sure he's gonna find a seat somewhere.
Yeah, he'll find a seat easily.
He's a big name in the IndyCar.
Like you're saying, I don't think it was. I don't know if he was deserving of the boot.
Maybe McLaren is going in a different direction.
Which is why I'm saying I don't know. But yeah, Nolan is young, but so was Dale, so
Callum.
was Malukas, Callum. Christian Lundgaard has been performing though. Christian Lundgaard's had some good performances this year.
Yeah, exactly. So
maybe they're just trying to bring in younger new guys into the team.
Yeah. So the lineup now is Pato, Christian, and Nolan for 2025. The McLaren, and we'll see if it stays like that for the whole season.
We'll see what happens.
Another breaking news. Well, I don't know if it's breaking news, but rumored around the paddock of F1 and Indy that Sargent is going to be one of the first signees for Prema Indy. So, good move for Sargent, bad move for Sargent, sideways move for Sargent.
It's definitely an upward move moving to Indy from F1.
Definitely.
So that's good for him.
Yeah. I think
he's going to go from that boring series that is F1.
Well, I mean,
into
kind of lately hasn't really been that boring.
Frankie, shut up, dude. The whole thing about our show is that Indy is better than F1, Frankie.
You know, this show was kind of first brought on because of F1.
These are the days. You know who's getting the boot next?
I don't want to point fingers. I'm just trying to stay out of it, you know? So,
anyways, we'll see if Sargent comes over to his homeland of the USA.
I don't think it would be such a bad move for Sargent, to be honest.
No, I don't think it would. Like we were saying, Indy's better, so he's making a step up. In the world of racing.
I think he's been holding back a lot being in F1. He doesn't want to show his true talent at F1 because he doesn't want to show what great drivers there are here from the United States.
Correct.
So he wants to save that power that star power for Indy, you know. So
For the true racing pinnacle.
yeah, so exciting. We would be very excited to see here Logan Sargent here in Indy.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts on it, David. Frankie, anything else on that?
Don't ask Frankie. Okay,
All
he was saying nonsense over there in the corner.
With that, we move on to now the Mid-Ohio. Tensions are high here at Full Beans. Tensions were high here at the race. So we. You like that sideways move?
I like that little segue. I like that segue.
I've been hitting the books of journalism in the library. You know, been there since 12 a.m. Have the books stacked up to the top. Have a little fort.
Nice.
Studying, using my words.
Your 40 books of that, and then one book for engineering.
Yeah, there you go. Exciting
to the race. The race, which full disclaimer, I have been in treacherous traveling conditions.
Oh yeah.
Went through a hurricane.
What was that? What was the name of the hurricane? Frankie.
Barrel.
Hurricane Barrel.
Hurricane Barrel.
Anyways, so I did not get to watch the full race, but I did see the tail end of the race. I actually picked up when the exciting part happened. Luckily, I saw the full exciting part of the race.
Yeah, the part where Pato gets ahead of Pelot.
I started with Pato pits. I started with on his pit, comes out for his out lap, and then Pelot screws up first in the pits.
Yeah, this was a race one in the pits with Pato coming up ahead.
The closest qualifying times, right? Or I mean, from P1 to P2.
Yeah.
In ever, I don't know if ever, but it was a tiny margin between the two. So the two had been going at it all week, and it was like that all weekend, and it stayed like that till the last corner of the race.
Yeah, which shows that IndyCar is getting really competitive, and from the front of the grid all the way to the back. I know coming into this weekend, we have the new hybrid unit being deployed out for IndyCar, taking the right direction. Yes or no? I say yes.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, we see F1 having had this kind of system for a while, and I think it's created some good racing.
I think so too.
Yeah, interesting. Do you think Pato and Aaron McLaren gain an advantage having knowledge of a hybrid system already?
I think they totally do, dude.
I think they do. I think they do.
I think they do maybe use it in different corners, maybe on the track or something like that. But I definitely think they're a step ahead as far as teams that don't have the hybrid unit, because this is the first time maybe they're looking at it, right?
Yeah.
So I definitely agree with you there that they're a step ahead on that hybrid unit. They still have push to pass, so now they have two.
They got a little mini push to pass with the electric.
Yeah.
And then they got the good old fashioned push to pass.
Push to pass. So, and the push to pass came in crucial towards the end of the race because Pato had a lot of it reserved, so he was able to hold off Alex Pelot at the end. And Alex Pelot was trying to get that win desperately.
Pelot was coming.
He was coming in hot.
He was coming in hot. It looked like. But it looked, honestly, this was a very good showing from Pato this week because I think he was a lot more mature than what we've seen in the past.
Yep.
He didn't let the back markers that we'll get to in a second. Mm-hmm. He didn't let that frustrate him. And I think it was a very, very all around good weekend, composed weekend, and it looked like he was under control from him.
Yeah, it looked like he was biding his time as far as when he was going to make the move. And when the move came in the pits, he did it. So I agree with you. He looked very mature on that end. And hopefully we see this more of him moving forward, because I feel like...
Patricio, the rubber duck O'Ward. Let's see him on the top steps some more.
Yeah, let's see him on the top steps. And fighting with Pelot. I mean, Pelot's no freaking chump either. Pelot's 3-time IndyCar world champion, so he's fighting against one of the greats up there. So
let's talk about the back markers.
Okay, go ahead. What's your opinion on those back markers? So Indy changed this rule?
100% they just changed this stupid ass rule.
Dude, I was like, what is going on, dude? Just get out of the way.
If you're watching the race and you're coming here from F1, normally if you're the leader of the race, if the car is ahead of you in terms of positioning, you get a blue flag, which means you move out of the way and let the car that's faster than you move ahead of you. Normally. Here, it's a little different in Indy where you don't get blue flags if you're on the lead lap.
Yeah.
So it's a little confusing, but essentially you don't always have to get out of the way if you're slower than the leaders behind you.
Yep.
Now we saw this today where, and then all just to pull over at the end,
Yeah.
Agustin and
Simpson
are just duking it out for last place, whatever miserable
26th
place
place,
that they're fighting for, which is fine for them. Like, that's fine, that's interesting for you to do. But get out of the way of the leaders. Like, it just we talk about Indy having like a lot of good racing. This is not good racing because then we don't see the leaders going at it. We see them being held up by these slow cars at the back.
Yeah, and then say for example, like worst case scenario, one of those cars that are slower in front, they cause something for now the leader to lose the lead, and no one wants to see a race end like that because some back markers didn't want to move out of the way.
Yeah,
that would be a terrible way to end the race. So those guys needed to move the heck out of the way.
They need to move out of the way. IndyCar's got to take it into their own hands to implement better blue flag rules.
Yeah.
Because move out of the way like you're trying to see good racing.
Exactly. You're trying to see racing between the top two duke it out to be first place. You're not trying to see 21st or something like that? 21st 22nd fighting it out, and then their little battle now
is interrupting the battle for first.
Exactly, and then we're terrible, dude. Terrible.
I mean, I think you can argue there's maybe some benefits to it, right? Pato gets a draft, he gets a tow, but then you're talking about him riding in dirty air, so it's like, what's the benefit? What are the drawbacks? Additionally, maybe Palou has to be more careful on an overtake, right? Because if Pato goes one way, he defends one side. Well, then he's got Simpson kind of defending another side.
Yeah.
So you can kind of use him as a tool.
I honestly thought Simpson was going to, like, back off because Simpson was behind Agustin. And I thought Simpson was going to...
well, that's another way. I think I know what you're going to say.
He was gonna back up Pato because Simpson and Palou are on the same team, Chip Ganassi. And, I mean... We don't want to see that happen, right? A last place driver trying to interfere with someone who's in first, so their teammate can jump up ahead. And then, obviously, in IndyCar, there's no team championship, so why would you even want to do that even more? So
yeah, correct. There's no, you don't want to see. I mean, obviously, we've seen it before where teammates maybe they do something a little illegal. It's racing, right? Additionally, we could maybe he could have drafted. He could have backed off, let them go ahead, and he could have run through the past Agustin. I mean, eventually gets Agustin. Agustin runs out of gas.
Yeah, all that for just to move out of the way.
Just to move out of the way, run out of gas. Pato looking a little squirrely on the last turn. I was holding my breath.
Yeah,
looks a little squirrely on the last turn. I mean, we talk about racing. It did kind of give better racing because Pato, in the sense of where Pato couldn't get past him, so Palou was going off. Mm-hmm. He went off a couple times, and then he's back on Pato immediately.
Yeah.
Because Pato's being held up.
Yeah, Pato held it together. The Mexican
held it together.
That last turn, and he wins the Mid-Ohio Indy 200 Grand Prix. Now it's the second victory in the championship.
Second victory of the year. Technically, first now, flat out, right out win. And
he puts himself now contention for that IndyCar World Championship. So,
yeah. Frankie, what are the standings for currently?
Palou is still ahead, and Pato jumps up to third
Pato jumps up to third with a massive gap to Palou. Oh my goodness, Palou!
I know, dude.
But I mean, with 329 points.
But it's like we said. One of those drivers gets first, and Palou has maybe a bad day, and now they're on the cocktails of Pillow. So
Coattails?
coattails. Yeah,
Coattails.
exactly.
I thought you've been practicing.
Yeah,
You've been-
well, I need to practice
Frankie,
some
scroll
more,
up
okay?
a little bit. No, scroll up, other way, whatever the other.
There you go.
I mean, look at the points from today. I mean, Pillow leading most of the race. He got the points there. 44 points to 51 points of Pato taking the lead. That's a 7-point difference. That's a tiny difference.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, he still picked up a massive point load today.
Yeah. Well, you still came in second.
Which is
so.
which is something to say about him, that he was pushing so hard to get the victory, considering he already had 40. He could have easily had 44 in the bag, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's no one behind him.
No one behind those two, duking it all weekend. And Pato, the rubber duck, O'Ward, takes the victory.
Takes the victory, dude.
Anyways,
Is that it?
I don't know. Was there anything else in the race you caught your eye? Like I said,
David Malukas
had good quali.
Yeah, had good quali.
Good race.
He was having a good race until something happened.
Yeah.
And
I
then
missed it. I was not able to watch.
Scott Dixon before couldn't even get up to the rolling start.
Yeah, there was a weird. Yeah.
There was a weird thing going with the EV, so unfortunate to see him.
You think they forgot to charge the battery?
God, I mean, whoever forgot to enchufar it.
I mean,
Frankie
fire that guy,
swapped it
bro.
out for their phone by accident.
Frankie loves electric vehicles over there.
Yeah, he's our EV expert over there.
Yeah.
Knows everything about EV. They're charging on 240 volts. No, I don't know if that's even true or not. But David, Frank, anything else?
No.
I guess that's no on that bombshell. We'll see you guys later. Next race is the Iowa Grand Prix for Indy.
2 ovals back to back. I think we have next.
I think so. Do we?
I think we have 2 ovals. Pato strong on ovals. Pato winning the Indy, winning last time. I think he won. He won something in Iowa last year.
Yeah, we'll have to double check and see what he has.
But anyways,
What
Pato looking strong. Hopefully we can see a surge of performance from him.
I hope.
And on that bombshell,
Full Beans, signing out.
Welcome back, Full Beans. Today, greetings, reptilian overlords. Okay, we need to do that.
Who thought that's stupid?
keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. It's good.